In the fall of 2015, a 22-year-old baker from Costa Rica named Gerardo Cruz Barquero became a national hero overnight. Armed with just his cell phone, he did something most people wouldn't. He publicly called out a man who was harassing a woman on the street. He posted the video online, and it just exploded, turning Gerardo into a symbol of courage in a country fed up with a pervasive problem. For a minute there, it felt like a story of hope, one guy making a real difference. But just as his country was celebrating him, Gerardo was viciously attacked. Stabbed multiple times, he was left for dead. For 43 agonizing days, the nation held its breath as he fought for his life, with marches and vigils held in his honor. Everyone thought it was retaliation, a brutal punishment for his heroism. But as investigators started digging, they uncovered a story so much more personal and twisted than anyone imagined. This wasn't about silencing a hero. This was about a secret life, a tangled love affair, and a jealousy so toxic it would lead to a meticulously planned murder. The hero of Avenida Central. It was early October 2015, and Gerardo Cruz was walking down Avenida Central, a busy pedestrian street in the heart of San Jose, Costa Rica. It seemed like any other day until he spotted something that made his blood run cold. He saw a man walking just behind a young woman, holding a phone down low, trying to film up her skirt. The woman had no idea. Outraged, Gerardo didn't hesitate. He pulled out his own phone and hit record. He filmed the man before confronting him directly, letting the woman know what was happening. The harasser, caught completely off guard, jumped into a taxi and fled. Gerardo posted his video to Facebook, and within hours it went viral. It was raw, it was immediate, and it struck a deep nerve in a society where street harassment was an ugly, everyday cliche. A reality. The public reaction was massive. The man in the video was quickly outed as an employee of the finance ministry, sparking a media firestorm and a formal investigation, though he denied any wrongdoing. For Gerardo, life changed in an instant. He was hailed as a hero. The president of Costa Rica himself, Luis Guillermo Solís, praised his courage. People organized marches, holding signs that read, "Gracias, Gerardo." Thank you, Gerardo. He was just a 22-year-old baker, a young father with a daughter and another baby on the way with his wife, but he had suddenly become the face of a national movement for respect and safety. But that bright spotlight of fame was about to cast a very long and very dark shadow. The attack and the national outcry. Just days after his video made him a household name, Gerardo was on his way to a TV interview to talk about his heroic act. While walking through the San Sebastian neighborhood in San Jose, he was ambushed. His attackers stabbed him repeatedly in the chest and abdomen. They didn't take his phone or his wallet, a chilling detail that told police this was no random mugging. To the public and investigators, the motive seemed painfully obvious. This was revenge. A brutal message to anyone else who dared to stand up. The news sent a shockwave across Costa Rica. The hero they had just started to celebrate was now fighting for his life in Calderón Guardia Hospital. For 43 long days, the country watched, prayed, and held vigils. Even the US ambassador visited to show support. It was a painful reminder of what could happen when you do the right thing. Before we get to the shocking twist this investigation took, I want to take a moment to thank our sponsor for this video. These sponsorships are what allow us to dedicate the time and resources needed to do deep dives into these complex cases. After the break, we'll explore how the police uncovered a motive that had nothing to do with Gerardo's public heroism and everything to do with his private life. A shocking twist and a tale of jealousy. For 8 months, the investigation into Gerardo Cruz's murder followed the public narrative of retaliation. Police even released sketches of the suspects. But behind closed doors, a very different story was emerging. In June 2016, the Judicial Investigation Police, OIJ, called a press conference that left the country speechless. They had arrested 6 people, and the motive wasn't revenge for the viral video, it was a crime of passion. OIJ Director Walter Espinoza laid it out plainly. There is absolutely no relation between the man caught on the video and the killing of Gerardo Cruz. The masterminds, investigators alleged, were 2 women, a 41-year-old named Samadhi Fonseca and her 19-year-old daughter, Cristina Valerin. The investigation had uncovered a secret love affair between Gerardo and Samadhi Fonseca. According to prosecutors, Fonseca and Cruz had been lovers, but the relationship fell apart. Things got especially tense after Fonseca discovered Gerardo was planning to get back together with his wife, who was pregnant with their second child. Consumed by a furious jealousy, Fonseca allegedly decided that if she couldn't have Gerardo, nobody could. The prosecution's case was that just one day after Gerardo's video went viral while the nation was calling him a hero, Fonseca was already plotting his murder. The theory was that Fonseca and her daughter planned the hit and hired a group of men to carry it out, the Coercive. Men then acted as intermediaries, contracting the 2 hitmen who actually attacked Gerardo. This revelation was like whiplash for the public. The story of a hero martyred for a cause was suddenly replaced by a sordid tale of an affair, betrayal, and a woman's obsessive rage. A national tragedy was now a painfully personal one. The trial and a complicated justice. The trial began in January 2018. The prosecution laid out its case, detailing the murder plot born from Samadhi Fonseca's jealousy. They presented evidence claiming Fonseca and her daughter, Cristina Valerin, orchestrated the murder, while 2 other men, Cesar Chavez and Ronald Arce, acted as middlemen. The judges found the evidence compelling. They concluded that Samadhi Fonseca and her daughter had, in fact, planned the attack. Fonseca was found guilty of qualified homicide and sentenced to 30 years in prison. Her daughter, Cristina Valerin, was also convicted and received 25 years. The 2 intermediaries, Chavez and Arce, were each handed 25-year sentences. A 5th suspect was acquitted due to a lack of evidence. After the verdict, Gerardo's family expressed their relief. His mother, who had endured not only losing her son, but also the shocking truth about his private life, said she finally felt at peace. But the legal battle wasn't quite over. The sentences were appealed, and while the convictions were upheld, a retrial was ordered just to re-evaluate the length of the prison terms. In a 2019 hearing, the court reduced the sentences. Samadhi Fonseca's sentence was lowered to 25 years, and the sentences for her daughter and the 2 accomplices were reduced to 20 years each. The court cited a show of repentance from Fonseca, who chose not to have her lawyer cross-examine Gerardo's grieving mother to avoid putting her through more pain. The story of Gerardo Cruz is a tragedy told in 2 parts. To the public, he will always be the hero of Avenida Central, the brave young man who took a stand against harassment and paid the ultimate price. His actions sparked a vital national conversation and inspired a movement that continues to fight for the safety and respect of women in Costa Rica. His legacy as a symbol of courage is undeniable. But behind that public legacy lies a darker, more intimate tragedy. It's a story of a secret relationship that imploded in a storm of jealousy and rage. It's a chilling reminder of how destructive human emotions can be, leading to a calculated murder that ripped a young father from his children and a son from his family. Gerardo Cruz was celebrated as a national hero, and his death was mourned as a national loss. The horrific truth, however, turned out to be so much more personal. His murder wasn't an attack on a symbol, but on a man, driven by a private vendetta so powerful it became a national tragedy all the same.